Well, hello friends. In this short video, I will be describing how to derive the Fresnel equations, which are namely these two. These equations are important in the field of optics and several other situations in physics. Also, in their own, they hide a very nice concept of contour integrations, which I will be sharing. So, let's begin. So, the first step is to do a substitution over this to get to a different form. So let y be equal to x square and dy is 2x dx. I substitute y equal to x square in this one or in this one. I mean, they will the final equation will come out to be this. You can see here. Now the next step to the answer is to find this integral. So why is that true? Is that you see you have cos, you have sine, you have 1 over root y. You can club them together with exponential e power I, as it is y, so e power iy will do, but I have just introduced the parameter omega, which can be set to 1 to give actually the imaginary part will give this integral, the real part this. So we will be actually killing the two integral with this one integral that we need to do. So we need to find this integral. So in order to find this integral, let's make the first substitution as x equal to u square. You see, x is a positive quantity running from 0 to infinity, so x equal to u square is a valid substitution, and that quantity will also be running from 0 to infinity. Proper substituting this will just lead to this. So our integral has become highly condensed form. You can see here, this is the integral that I want. This is the integral that I want. So now we have to find this. So finding this integral requires the contour integration by integrating along this contour. This is a very useful contour. It is useful in many places. So it is the pi by 4 contour you see. So the point is, I will start from here. I will go r distance which will be set to infinity later on. I will move in this arc, then I will reach the point r e power pi by 4, I pi by 4, because this is a complex plane. So r e power I theta will give a point r comma theta, and then I will come back to the point origin. So this integral will actually, when I use this integral, it will have only one pole in itself. No, it will have no poles. I'm sorry. You can see that. Why is that so? This integral is everywhere defined and analytic. So I can write that down. So it is analytic. So this integral is everywhere analytic on the complex plane. So the contour integration of this integral will give us 0, which is equivalent to saying the integrals from 0 to r, which is just this, replaced here. Remember, this is now a real parameter, so I am substituting continuously. Like here u is a complex parameter. Now I set u equal to u prime, suppose. So this is really a real parameter, but you can always rename your variables. Plus you will have the arc part, and plus you will have the slant part. This is the slant part. So let's see the arc part. I must do it like this. So the arc part has can be parameterized by a continuous function theta, which is the angle, and this is that, and this is du. And then I substitute in the integral. I take this integral which I have here, and then I substitute u equal to r e power I theta. The limits go to 0 to pi by 4, and I get this. And then I just, this exponential power, I just split it into cos theta and sin theta, and then I put this inside. So you can see I have come at this point. So now see, there is a very important point here. the exponential power to this times r square, when this entire thing when it tends to infinity, when r tends to infinity, so when r will go to infinity, so that I can get 0 to infinity integral, this is what I need. So when r tends to infinity, you can see here that this is just an oscillatory part. This where my pen is pointing is an oscillatory part. This part is a decaying part, because you see this has a I exponential, but this doesn't have. This has some sort of a quantity that is positive, because theta runs from 0 to pi by 4, 2 theta runs from 0 to pi by 2, and first quadrant sign is positive, so I have a decaying exponential. Okay, and this r is a growing exponential, but you see this is a polynomial power and this is a exponential decay, so the decay will overcome. The exponential decay is stronger than the polynomial power decay, and finally everything will turn out to be 0, because the decay will be the winner. Now let's come to the slant part. For the slant part, just have a look at the contour again. You have this is as the starting point, this as the ending point. So starting point is r e power I pi by 4, ending is 0. So let's parameterize the part by u as this. So automatically you see du is this, and when u is e power I pi by 4, r e power I pi by 4, t is equal to r. So the point is, so u is t e power I pi by 4. So when u is r e power I pi by 4, which is just this point, this equal to t e power I pi by 4. This get cancelled, you get r equal to t. So those are the limits. R equal to t when u is 0, t is 0. So this is the integral. Now I substitute everywhere r tending to infinity. The arc part dies off, and finally I get two parts. So you see, again come back to here. So this is one part, this is slant part, everything equated to 0. Where it is? So yeah, so I think I'm missing it. Yeah, so here you see. So now after we have come till this much, now everything is very easy. You see, this is just a Gaussian and can be evaluated easily. I have also done that. You can use this trick. You can use this. You can look at this small calculation here, and you get the Gaussian result. And finally you can put e power I pi by 4 as cos pi by 4 plus I sin pi by 4, and then finally, as you remember, so I have managed to solve integral 0 to infinity I omega u square du, but this integral was nothing but 2 times this integral. You can check that. So again let me quickly show that. So you see, I started by this, but I then showed that this is just equal to 2 times of this, and I have evaluated that. So I have successfully evaluated this integral. So now I have evaluated 0 to infinity dx x power minus half e power I omega x. I have successfully evaluated this, but what I want to evaluate is half of the imaginary or the real part. So but that is very easy now. You see, now as you have evaluated this, so take half of the real part. So what that will be? So that will be half root pi by omega 1 by root 2. This is the real part, which is just root pi by 8 omega, and omega is set to 1 for Fresnel equation I showed. So this is just pi by 8. Similar calculation with the imaginary part shows that both of the integrals are just root pi by 8. So that was the argument of Fresnel's integral. where each of the cos square, sin square evaluate to root pi by 8. So I hope this video was clear.